This is Michael Lukes with After School, and this is the 5 Minutes with a Teen Difference Maker interview series, which is a collaborative effort between After School and our partner Peace First. Today we're speaking with Amit Dodani, creator of My Name, My Story, and a Peace First fellow. Amit, it's great to talk with you. How are you?
I'm doing great, Michael. Great to talk to you as well.
Great. In 30 seconds or less, tell us about My Name, My Story, and how you're making a difference in the world.
Sure, I'd love to. So My Name, My Story is an education organization that works to teach the 21st century skills of empathy, teamwork, and innovation to young people. We recognize that there's a huge gap in these three skills in our schools and amongst our community, and we recognize that young people truly have the power to make a difference, and we want to give them the skills and resources they need to do so.
Great. My Name, My Story's tagline is Stories Inspire Empathy. Empathy drives change. What overall change do you want to make on the world, and why?
Absolutely. So that is, in essence, our theory of change. So we believe that when young people can understand their stories, can understand their identity, can connect with their community and see the community's identity in relation to theirs, then they can truly empathize. And the second half of that is if young people truly have empathy and practice it on a day-to-day basis as a skill, then they'll be able to use it to drive change. So all of our programming and workshops teaches both. The first part about how to understand yourself and your community and be empathetic, and the second half is to how to use that empathy to actually create change amongst your community.
So if someone was listening and wanted to understand themselves better, what would you recommend they do? Like, are there exercises or different things they can do to understand themselves better?
Absolutely. I think it is more of a reflection process. And the unique part of the program that we offer to schools and students is that this reflection process is both alone but also in teams and groups. And so a lot of it is trying to really put yourself in someone else's shoes. But in order to do that in the first place, you need to understand yourself. So we have activities and templates to actually have young people ask good questions, right? Instead of asking what, ask why, and really get down to the bottom of why we do what we do and how that shapes who we are as individuals. And if we do have that understanding, we'll be able to empathize with other people because we're asking the question why they do what they do. And sort of a community that seems far too vast and diverse to unite really might start to try.
So what do you think is blocking people from understanding what other people are going through?
Absolutely. That's a good question. I think it's a few things. I think there's been an incredible increase in diversity, particularly amongst our schools, and an emphasis on diversity. But the issue is there hasn't been a subsequent increase in sort of diversity programming. What I mean by that is that take the school cafeteria, for example. You have a bunch of young people in a room who are different identities, different races, different sexualities, genders, different interests, passions, etc. But in the school cafeteria, all these people are sitting within their identity groups. The football players with the football players, the robotics kids with the robotics kids, the speech and debate kids with the speech and debate kids. So the question is, how can we move this culture of one of just coexisting to truly co-creating? And I think it's providing young people the opportunity to sort of break down those walls of difference and then also use that understanding to then make a change.
In starting and building My Name, My Story, what was your hardest challenge and how did you overcome it?
Absolutely. I think it was the hardest challenge for me personally as a young entrepreneur was getting over the fact that I was young. You know, I started My Name, My Story when I was 13 years old and freshman in high school. And I think there were so many things in my life that were constantly changing and evolving. And I truly questioned whether or not my work was worth it. And I think it took some sort of motivation from my peers and my community and my friends, and even till today, to constantly remind me of why I do what I do.
Yeah, so that leads perfectly into my next question. One thing I thought that was really interesting that you said in your Peace First video, which we'll include a link in the description, you said young people are severely underestimated. My question for you is, how do we change that? Is this a belief that others need to throw out of their minds, or do teens need to make their voices heard so loud that no one could possibly underestimate them?
Well, I don't think they're mutually exclusive. I think there's two main assumptions that we make with My Name, My Story that guides us to this work and how to make this framework shift. The first assumption is that when young people talk to young people, they listen. So in other words, our biggest allies are each other. And that when we recognize this, then we realize that as a community, if we come together amongst our differences, we can truly create something special and amplify our voices. And the second assumption that people who work with young people should understand and realize, whether it be teachers, educators, parents, whatnot, is that young people want to be told what they can do rather than what they can't do.
And how can the Peace First Challenge help young people make a positive impact on the world?
Oh, absolutely. Well, the Peace First Challenge is a brilliant idea, and it's an incredibly unique idea. And the way I look at it is a completely revolutionary concept for an organization as well accredited as Peace First to offer, $100,000 to the young community to take risks. So if you're a young person who has even a baby idea that you don't know really what the mission is yet, but you want to solve a problem, or you just want to do something more, then I encourage you to apply for the Peace First Challenge, not because you already know what your outcome is, but because you want to go through the journey. And the Peace First Challenge allows young people to go through this journey that is incredible for the person doing the work and also incredible for the people that are benefiting from the work. And I think the template that they put up on their website, the videos, the opportunity for funding, and the eventual sort of space that they're going to provide for young people is going to completely revolutionize the young change-making community. So if you're a young person listening right now, you do not have to have your entire plan set together and all your team put together and your mission statement. Don't worry about that. Just take a risk, apply with an idea, have a passion, and run with it.
And to learn more about My Name, My Story, visit mynamemystory.org. You can also follow them on Twitter. And for more on the Peace First Challenge and to get involved today, visit peacefirst.org and scroll over the challenge heading to get started. Amit, thanks again for talking with me today.
Thank you so much, Michael.